Here I'm going to be loading some black vinyl into one of my plotters here. I have a project, it's two colors, and I'll be using two different plotters to cut these two colors and get them ready. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to get my roll of material. This is a roll of some heat transfer vinyl, and some cutters have rollers where you place them on top. This one, the roller goes through the tube right here, and then it goes in the back. I'm going to place that. Then I'm going to bring my vinyl over from the back side of the machine. I'm going to place it under these rollers here, and I have it marked where the plotter starts to cut. I've never seen a plotter that cuts all the way to the edge of the machine. It's always like an inch or so. Over this one it's about an inch and a half. So I'm going to place it where I have my markings, and there's a strip here. This is a cutting strip so the blade doesn't get damaged or damage the machine. So it's like a disposable plastic rubber piece right here. So I'm going to put my vinyl, I'm not going to waste material and start this way, and I'm also not going to mess up the material and put it behind the strip right here. So I'm going to bring the vinyl about a 1/4 inch past the strip, so closer to the front but not behind it. And as soon as I get it straight, you know, you don't want it crooked like that or like that. You want it fairly straight, and that's why I did a line here so you can see it's fairly straight. I'm going to push my first roller down, and then I have another roller here, and I'll push that down. Some plotters have 3 or more rollers. This one has 2 rollers and 1 vinyl guide, which just slides around here. So now that I have my vinyl in the machine, I'm going to power on, and I'm going to let it initialize, and it usually finds the origin. This specific model, and this actually, the GCC companies have very good quality machines for a fair price. So there's a sensor wherever the pinch rollers are, and it will read it. You could see it's figured out the size of the material, so this won't cut further than the material if for some reason I have an error on my sizing in the program. So I have that set. I'm gonna go into my computer screen and I'm gonna send a job. So I'm about to hit cut in my program here, and the machine should start plotting. And you can see it's began plotting. So I have sent about 5 prints back to back. I'm gonna have to wait for that to finish before I do anything else. In the meantime, I'm gonna set up my other machine. I'm over here at the other plotter, and it's have the red material already loaded in. So same idea here. I have the 2 pinch rollers. This one has white marks. I will get into that in a different video. So I'm just going to place my material in. And remember, it's not behind the cutting strip, but enough to cover it. Push my rollers down, and I'm going to go ahead and power on. And it's going to initialize and do its thing, just like the other one. So now I'm going to go to my PC and hit a print button. As you can see, we have both plotters plotting, and they'll be doing that for a good 10 minutes or so. So we have the AR24 over there and the EX24 over here, and both of them are gonna go ahead and plot this single job with 2 colors on it. We'll be back to weed the vinyl. Now that my vinyl is complete, I'm gonna go ahead and start to weed it or peel it. And I'm gonna grab my handy weeding tool right here that we also sell. I'm gonna pull it out of its case, put the case away, and get it ready, make sure there's nothing on there. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the black vinyl here. Personally, I like to get the contour of the letter first. The contour is the inside of the letter, so that's an A, an R right here, a D. And what I can do is I can just keep hooking these pieces on here until the weeder is full. I'm going to grab this inside of the D, A, P. Let's see if we can do it at this angle so you get a better view of what I'm doing here. Now I have great lighting so I can see the contour of the letters. I'm going to pull that. Alright. We have about 5 lines of text with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 contours per print. So that's 10 times 5, that's 50 pieces I'm going to be weeding here, aside from the initial material around the edges. I like to get the contour of the letter first so that no stray vinyl gets stuck to the plastic that I may miss later. So for example, I'm weeding these and they just fall on my material. If I had removed the main part, they'd be stuck. While this way I can just go ahead and brush them right off and they won't stick to anything. There is no right and wrong way to do this. There's just an easy and a hard way to do it. It's usually just trial and error and figure out which way works best for you. I'm on my I'm about to be on my last line here. Just gonna go through it. And I see people weeding with box cutters or seam rippers and everything else, and I can tell you from experience, I have over 16 years of experience, that this is the best tool to weed some vinyl in. It's faster, it's more accurate, and in this business, time is of the essence, so there isn't enough time in the day to complete every single order. So make sure you use the right tools. Now that I have all my contours pulled out, here, yep, it looks like they're all gone, so I like to slightly heat my plantain before I start to weed this. So my press has just been turned on. It's only at 130 something, so I'm going to heat it up for a good couple seconds. Alright, it's barely warm, so that'll have to do. I'm going to start by coming to one of these edges here, getting it. I'm going to put my weeder down, and I'm just going to start to work this vinyl. Now you don't want to just rip it. You don't want to rip it. What you want to do is you want to go around the edges and loosen the vinyl. So I'm going to go ahead and just go around. And when I get to areas like there's a W here, so I like to pull the insides out as I go so it doesn't rip. I got the first side down. I'm going to start on this side, and I'm at the L, so I'm going to pull it through. I'm just going to help it. If you're using good blades and the correct pressure, no need to be afraid of tugging at it. It should come right off. And if you're using quality material, like the material we sell here, you don't have to worry about the letters coming off its backing. Come over this side. I'm going to work it up this way. You can see we have exposed most of this vinyl here. And we have it all off. Now there is a few pieces where the vinyl had tore, and that's going to be like inside this R here, inside the A. Notice when I peel, I tuck into my hand, so I have like a closed fist here with a little gap, and I like to grab the material, insert here, and slightly hold, and the material will come right off. So I fill my hand up with material, and it helps not make a mess on the floor. Less mess, less cleanup, of course. I do recommend you vacuum daily due to the lint and stray pieces. You don't want to accidentally drop this on the ground and it'll pick up everything. I mean everything. It'll be pretty hard to clean it off of this sticky side plastic here, and you don't want to transfer that onto the shirt. So that's all completed. Go ahead and trim the excess plastic off of here. Less sticky plastic, less room for anything to stick on it if it so happens to fall. You have that trimmed. Now I'm going to go ahead and separate it. It's 2 lines, so I'm just going to trim, bring this over, stick it, move, trim, bring this over, stick it, move, trim, bring this over, stick it, move, and then trim the last one, move it over, stick, and you have this nice little pile of neatly spaced vinyl. So when I go to do the project, I can just take one side off. That's that one. I also have the red material. I'm gonna heat the flat end slightly. My temperatures went up to about 240 now, so I don't have to heat it up for long. And for this one, it's just a number, so I'm gonna peel the main part off first. There's not many contours and it's not a lot of letters, so I'm just gonna go ahead and peel it off. Heating your flat end slightly will help you with the vinyl. Heat it too much and you will damage your vinyl, so you just have to find that sweet spot. We have that. Let's do these numbers here. So it's going to go down. Good thing about these weeders, and you can just keep hooking until you really can't see anymore or it doesn't pick up before you have to empty it. So I have that, empty it, we're clean. I'll stick it on my magnet up here, and I will go ahead and trim the excess vinyl off. I'm also going to slice it up here, so I'm going to trim, move, and stick it. Trim, move it over, stick it. Just keep going down. Using good quality scissors does help. I personally like to use the Westcott brand here. They're pretty good, cheap price, and they work good. They stay sharp, they stay clean. I do, however, like to clean the blade often with some of my last resort solution. It'll help remove all the adhesive and it'll keep it sharp. So now we have your red and your black, and that's how we have it prepared. So eventually when I finish the entire order, someone will be processing this. It'll probably be me or one of my team members. To make the job easier, we like to have order forms filled out where it has a shirt on it. So I'm just gonna show you, this is the shirt, and this will tell my partner that, you know, something goes up here, something goes back here on this color, size, ink t-shirt, and that'll be easy, so that way I can give anybody this paper and those materials and they can go ahead and process it. Pretty easy. It just takes practice and patience.